Alright, let's see. How's the stream look, YouTube? Show the preview to me. That's pretty good. Let's see. How's the stream look, YouTube? Show the preview to me. That's pretty good. Let me open up my laptop. I can see everything different, a little easier that way without closing up Toon Boom. Oh, we already got 3 watching. Great. Tia Shadek, hello. Whoever the other viewers are, thank you for tuning in. Give me some feedback if you feel like the audio sounds a little weird. Like here, I'm gonna play the audio for this anime shot.
I just turned 1 last month.
So hopefully my voice isn't drowned out by this. I think you're supposed to be hearing a lot more of the voice, so I'm going to try and adjust it if you guys think it's a little quiet. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for bearing with me. This is a little later than 8. I've had a busy day and I ended up crashing on bed for like 2 hours, but it was worth it. So we're gonna start out. As I said, this is going to be work on various animations. First one being some of my shots for WarioWare Reanimated. This is of this one I'll probably mainly be working on Franck tonight. This is his shot with it's the last shot of his cutscene in WarioWare Gold, where he tells Ninefold he's 1 and he looks so good because I guess he's old. He just looks so good because he does yoga or something crazy like that. So I've already started doing a little bit of. Let me see if I can show you what I'd like to do for a lot of animation this day. Is often I start out by doing on a physical sketch with pencil and paper of poses or designs that I'd like to start with, and then scan those and go over them for digital ink and paint and final animation. I think it's just out of habit since I've gradually used digital software more and more, but Sketchpads are eternal. So if I can find an example of such a different sketch. Okay, yeah, that's another one. This was the initial post I did for Franck, and then I went back and refined him a little more. And let me see, yeah, it's different. So yeah, it's going to be a couple different. I'm trying to make this mostly hand drawn, but it's going to be like a layer for the body and legs, and one for the head. Actually, okay, yeah, I guess those will all be on the same layer because they're pretty simple. I am going to do a different one for the arms, though. I want him to emote a little more. They're going to have a little more in terms of different positioning compared to the legs. And what did I do? Oh, and his brows. It was kind of fun taking the design like this, like the most purposely simple, blocky design, and trying to make a little more conventional design out of it. So he's still got the little ridges on the head. He's still got the mouth wrinkles, little solid black limbs. And actually, there's one thing I wanted to change here. I thought it was pretty funny. The shot before this one, that is already online. I don't know if I have a playlist here, but if you go on the Twitter for Wario Reanimated, you'll see it I've done a moment of a lot of the finished or work in progress tweets that I can find. Hello to Lugier. And I've then gone and the person who did the shot before this, Franck, is on the bottom of the shot, and you see like he's drawn, pretty normally, but then at the very last second his arms he goes into back to that default T-pose little arms. So I think I might actually try and start out the shot with him. With this, it's going to look like he's going to be like, give me a hug. But I think that's pretty funny. So let's start out with, they're going to be the first layer, since if we see the front ever goes in front of his face, we want it in front of everything, including the brows. So we're creating a layer for the arms. Okay, starting. Actually, let me see how I made his arms look there. Okay, so they're a little skinny there. The design's a little different, though. You can see like the body and the head are kind of thicker. Let me see. I kind of had a fun idea for the arms where they start very skinny at the end, where they touch the body, and then so they untaper out more than they do outwards and have a little more shape at the end. So I might try and practice that here. Yeah, I want the shape. I want the its thickening or thinning to be a little more gradual. I think I need to make his arms a little longer too, actually. Yeah. So that's a little easier than drawing from scratch, though. I can just stretch out like this. It's funny. I thought so little of Franck before games because he was just this weird little background character, and I hope I'm not the only one who, when I played Gold and heard what they actually decided his voice should be like, I was like, that is amazing. This guy's awesome now. Because, yeah, it's just goofy little yellow thing of ill definition, and then he sounds like this.
I just turned 1 last month.
1?
That's right. Want to know my secret? It's 8-bit yoga.
Like, it's so dashing and like gentle old British. That's just funny. Let me check on that arm length. I think that's all right for now. Stretch out a little more, maybe. Let's see. So how's everybody doing in the chat? I hope your weekends are going well. Your weeks have gone well. I've had a hectic week, but weekend's been a little bit. Man. The older I get, the more I value the fact that most weekends, my commitments are a lot fewer. Maybe I should turn on some music. Would you guys, I'm trying to think. I feel like YouTube is a lot more stingy compared to Twitch about, blocking copyright videos. Maybe even when I do future streams, I can get, indie, game music installed on this. So I'm doing this tablet rather than my main PC with all my, music on it. Alright, now we do the fingers. I'm giving him, 3... gangly little fingers into that stick. Make that curve a little more pronounced. That's the thing, if you're going for stylized, because I'm still I've been saying to people, what can I do to make it a little more alive, more dynamic in the poses and such, and a lot of people have told me, look at, what you originally envisioned as stylized, exaggerated, and try exaggerating it further. You can do that kind of thing with the designs, up to a certain point. Sometimes, I remember reading a book about character design, and he said, well, watch out if you push it, the stylization or exaggeration too much, the design will basically break, and that'll just look weird. I think it was definitely, and the author was, one of my favorite guys to look at for, inspiration and stuff is a guy called Tom Bancroft, and he was a Disney animator mainly during the Renaissance. Fortunately left when their emphasis on 2D ended, but he designed Mushu. He worked on a lot of really cool films during that age, and he does a lot of workshops and books and about character design because he's still doing that. And he was showing he took a simple human design, and he devoted 2 full pages just to showing all right, exaggerate these portions more, and then it's the last one he says, but watch out, you do too much, it basically breaks. Because he pointed out the most exaggerated version just looked ridiculous and lumpy. Superfire Lava Boy is saying, hello, how many submissions are there now? I'm guessing you mean, tell me what you mean. Do you mean shots claimed for the WarioWare collab, or finished shots? I actually have not done a count of finished shots. And also, Unknown Gravity Zero, hello, thanks for tuning in. Let me try, okay, to see if this look good, I'll fill them in a little more now. Also, is the audio quality good so far for you guys? I want to make sure I don't sound crazy. Or indecipherable. Okay, I need to fill this in manually probably. clean up the... Oh, no, not that big. Actually, let's see if I can use the cutter tool. Okay, Super Fireboy says a lot of shots finished. In total, you know what? Give me a second. I'll give you an estimate. I'm going to open up Twitter on my other computer. Let me zoom out a bit so you at least have his friendly-looking face to look at. I'll log into the Wario Reanimated account, and I will check on the moments, and I'll give you some idea. Let's see. I don't want media, I want moments. Okay, good. I'm seeing verifications that the audio is good. All right, let's see. I'm just gonna do a count in my head off of this, looking at how many are done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Let's see. Might be a little over 12. Oh wait, yeah, there's more. 13, 14, 15. Make sure it's not a repeat. Yep, 16. And is that all the finished ones? I think it might be. There are at least 16 done. I'm going to guess maybe closer to like over 20 though, because not everybody who's finished shots has uploaded theirs on Twitter. Or I'll admit there might be some that I wasn't aware of that slipped through the cracks. Though I've told people the best way for me to find them is so I can retweet them and put them in the moment is either you tag the account when you tweet it, which was at Wario Reanimated, or you also use the hashtag WarioWare Reanimated. I think there are likely a couple who might have spelled wrong or didn't use any sort of tag or that kind of stuff, unfortunately. So yeah, probably about 20 out of it. I'll also open Discord to see how many, because there's still plenty of shots left that are in terms of being unclaimed, especially when I added later shots. A lot of the scenes from when I initially started the project, almost all of those are filled up, close to be filled up. Like not 5 Vault scene, that's completely done. There are 2 Wario scenes. One is in the middle. I think that's all claimed. Then there's another that is okay. I'm gonna get back to the drawing in a second. I don't want to hang on this blank screen, but I am. If you ask questions, I want to be able to answer them. And also, I do. If you want to be in touch with people working on Discord, working on the project, just chatting, then I would recommend. We have a link to the Discord on the Twitter page. Actually, let me see if I can include it in the chat. That's not a bad idea. Okay, if you're able to click that or copy paste in your address bar, that'll let you join the Discord. Super Fire Loud Voice says, "Has someone gone and animated the last cutscene?" Okay, so if you're talking about the ending, I don't think there are any of those done just yet. I think I've only assigned 2 shots from it so far. I think it was the last full scene to be added, but I've not seen anything in terms of finished tweets yet. Tweets of work in progress or on the Discord or whatever. Anyway, let's get back to work on our buddy Frank. I will do. You'll join the Discord, or are you saying you want to apply for the collab? This one needs to taper off a little more. There we go. Ooh, it's getting a little messy. Okay, that's pretty good. Test rendering, that's pretty good. Probably tweak that later, but that's a good start. So now I gotta choose a good point to start shifting into a different pose. Superfire Lava Boy says, I'll do the last cutscene. So just so you know, Superfire Lava Boy, it's everybody's doing different individual shots. If you're saying you'd like to do a individual shot, if you haven't yet, then send me an application. If you, I'm gonna pull up. I'm gonna link to you the rules for the collab. There you go. So copy paste that address or click it. That will show you how things work in terms of you need to send some samples of work. If you don't have a demo reel, then links or downloads of recently finished animated shots. And then I am saying if you want the last cutscene, in that case you can request for your shot to feature a certain character, and if they are available, I will give you that. If there's multiples of them, I will pick it randomly. The other scenes, it's pretty much random, other than you can say which character scene you want to do. Other than the dancing team cutscene, that's the one with everybody in the disco. That's another one that's kind of a group thing, was added late. So you can ask, though. It is possible that they'll be taken. I think all the shots with Penny have been claimed. And I will say, one reason I did those scenes as well was because trying to animate every cutscene in the game was kind of, I didn't think it was logical to do that, because there's too much, and I don't know if we could get it done in a reasonable amount of time. But the dance team, yeah, everybody shows up in the dance team cutscene. No, the ending cutscene. A lot of characters show up in the dance one, but the ending one is also the only point we see 18 Volt and Orbulon. So I'm like, if people really want to do something of those, that's their shot to do it. I really wanted to include 18 Volt's cutscene, but it would have been kind of hard to incorporate because it's a lot of the intro of it with the rap battle is mostly like one long held shot without any cutting, like the camera cuts, which is kind of how I usually designate to end a shot. Sometimes the ones I send people are like 2 really brief shots or something, but it would have been a little hard in that case. Anyway, I'm going to get back to... Alright, so we need to move Frank a little bit. Frank head panel, Frank body panel. Oh, it's supposed to give his body its own layer. That's not too hard to do, though. I can cut and paste from that one. And there we go. I better save what I have in case, I did Control S to move can crap out of me occasionally, or the tablet can. Whoa. No, he needs that. Bam. And again, because this is an older version of it, by head panel you mean the entire body? Nah, let's cut it up a little bit. Especially because I need to adjust I'm gonna need to adjust some of those areas. Like that body is not the same width as what I'm going for now. Actually, let's tweak the arms a little bit. They need to be skinnier. Oh, no, I do not want to select the sketches. That's just for reference. Alright, and let's turn off the sound for now. You'll need it. So just make sure I'm at it. This is a good point for when he's about to start talking. Okay, yeah, that is a good point to have him. I feel like I might want to draw one pose in between here. I'm definitely going to move this whole thing a little more next to it. But I'm starting out by kind of separating everything. Let's just delete the whole, not the whole thing, but definitely eyebrow part. Those won't take long to draw from scratch. I think most of them I'm not going to be giving color just yet. Oh my god, his eyes look messed up. Wear glasses. I do think that, yeah, he's meant to be wearing glasses because he has all on there. Such a funny design. This weird little whatever he is. Okay, so the arms are still connected to the head layer. We're gonna move to the arms layer, and then we're definitely gonna revamp these. They're not full on sticks. They're like that. Then let's redo the brows. Turn the skin so I have a better idea of how these look like. Actually, I do need to move. I need to move his body over here a little bit more. Alright, tattoo comments. Macron says, hey man, you showed Infinity Ward to your grandma yet? No, that is a long time off. I did work a little more on the, her Force Awakens video. I promised that back for December or something. I'm sorry about that, but I did do a post. I've kind of moved a little away from, one, all the grandma videos are still going to be on that separate account for the foreseeable future, showing my grandma movies and more. And the Force Awakens video has taken forever to edit. It is because I'm both doing I started doing with the Toy Story video, where I have like a shrunken, transparent, watermarked, a lot of edits made for the movie footage to not get a copyright strike in the corner. So that way we want to do the whole, turning the phone camera back and forth, to the TV to her, to TV to her. But it's a very long movie compared to like something like Toy Story, and I have to also make sure it matches up to the audio that we hear off the TV from the video recording. After that, the last thing we watched with her, I did kind of another surprise movie like Toy Story was. One of my favorite movies for both me and my brother is The Sandlot, and I thought that would be up her alley too, and it was. And so we recorded that, and that I haven't even started editing yet because I want to get Star Wars done first. We haven't watched another Marvel movie since, I think, Avengers, but Avengers can't be the most recent one, can it? I'm gonna Google list MCU movies. But Infinity War is a long way away, especially because I want to show her them in general order of release. We have made a few exceptions, like I showed her Ant-Man before Avengers because it's not as reliant on the others. I need to show her the Iron Man sequels. Those are going to be the next ones. I've been telling her we'll probably marathon them in one day, like Iron Man 2 and 3, because Iron Man 2 is kind of one of my less favorite ones, but it's still decent, and I think she'd enjoy it. Iron Man 3 is really good, I thought. We're going to skip Dark World. It's just not a very good movie, and I'll just sum up to her what the main important stuff from it when we get into Ragnarok. And then we'll need to... I showed her Guardians and Winter Soldier. I just didn't record them. I showed her Ant-Man, recorded that. Age of Ultron will be I think Iron Man 2 and 3, then Age of Ultron will be the next ones, and then we'll get into... Has she seen any... No, she has not seen any Phase 3 movies yet, so we got to do Civil War, Doctor Strange, Guardians 2, Homecoming, Ragnarok, Black Panther. I'm actually going to, by the time we get to showing her that, Endgame will be out on video, so I'll show her. I'm actually going to show her Ant-Man, the Wasp, and Captain Marvel before those. In the case of Ant-Man, I'm just going to turn it off before the credit scene that kind of ties it into Infinity War. And I haven't seen Captain Marvel yet, so I don't know if it has any. I'm sure it's after credit stuff. I'm guessing it ties into the end, the thing that referenced her in Infinity War. And I'm just gonna. I think the day we watch Infinity War, I'll just show you those clips. Actually, well, I gotta show the Ant-Man after Infinity War because that spoils the snap. But I'll see if Captain Marvel. I don't know if Captain Marvel's ending spoils anything either. But I'm going to show her Infinity War and Endgame the same day, and then do a separate video for each movie. Because honestly, Mimi's going to be very good at not looking up a bunch of things about those movies. So I kind of don't want her to just walk around in a funk at the end of Infinity War, because stuff happens in that. And I did get another question. Did I get another question? Oh, no, just Dozy and Watch, and we've got a couple more viewers. So Dozy and Watch, hello mate. Damien does stuff, smiley face, and Dan, hi. Hello to all. All right, let me get back to. Sorry, my mouth's a little full. Having some bread. How's everybody's weekends going, by the way? Hope everyone's having a good time. We've kind of had, up in the DC area, we've had a lot of crappy weather lately. A lot of snow and rain. And cold. I think it's finally going to get a little warmer this week. I'm ready for spring at this point. Okay, turn off the onion skin. See what we have. And let's try moving up. This will be a better idea of the positioning. Alright, so we'll move each layer one by one, then we'll edit them a little bit. Okay, what is on... Oh, it's weird. The feet aren't on the leg. Aren't on the body layer. Got those. Women body where they should be. Okay. Is that good? Yeah, that's good. Alright. Arms final. Body vinyl. Still might need to move them around a little bit. Yeah, I need to move the whole thing more. Matt Coran says, I've come home from uni for the weekend and seen a load of family, which is nice, but I'm ready to go back now. That's awesome. My sister's in, I think now her last year of college, and she's like a little farther than, we don't get to see her super often, but because she's a little farther and she's a very busy person. I was in college in DC near my family, so I was able to see them more often. My brother, I think my brother beats both of us though. He was in New York for a while, both for college and living, and he moved back to close home, I think last year or the year before, and now he's going to be, actually, I think in the next month or two, he's moving to DC with his girlfriend who, I think she had gotten an apartment recently, and they'll be splitting the costs, which is great. And I've got my little solo place in Bethesda right now. Alright, I think I need to make that... Oh yeah, let's start by tweaking the body, because we can see here, Frunk's, the shape of it is starts out much skinnier there. And I can do a... arms... I'm going to start by flipping the torso part a little bit. There we go. Even rotate it too. First, let's make it skinnier. And simplify it. I can probably actually just delete this and start from scratch with that. Because like I said, that's based on kind of an outdated initial drawing. And what are the legs on the body? I'm going to move this leg a little bit more. Should edit those too. Definitely make the feet smaller. And make the eraser bigger. Not that big. I'll do a little switching different projects for the sake of variety later on. Matt Grant says, I like the effect the onion layers got, the chalky erase look. Never seen that before. Yeah, it's a very useful thing for vector animation like this. And I think it bases its principles on, I think if you could look up older animation desks when they had to do everything physically, they would shine a light on their table, and the papers were slightly transparent enough so they could get looks up beneath that. And I'm guessing that's where the term onion skin came from. Though honestly, if you make any jokes about onions now, they usually involve Shrek. Let's be honest. This is a really dead chat. Well, we only have 5 to at most 7 people watching. It's not. I'm also not the most active YouTube guy, so can't expect the most amazing chat. Maybe someday. We'll move the leg down a little bit, and then we'll place the foot, because he's shifting himself back a bit. This needs to be more tapered. So, oh, and funny thing, so I'm not going to get to it on Franck tonight. For the second half, let's play the voice sound.
I just turned 1 last month.
1?
That's right. Want to know my secret? It's 8-bit yoga.
So, for the second half, it cuts to this shot of Franck on the desk. I'm going to have it, I don't know why, I think I'm just trying to be very silly. I'm going to have it zoomed out. Because Franck is this weird little yellow creature, I found clips all green screen behind him on the desk, a dancing, I looked up like a stock dancing minion clip, and that 3D Freddy Freaker dance, just for no reason, little yellow thing, weird yellow indistinct creatures dancing behind him, because Franck is a little yellow indistinct creature. Davian Does Stuff says, which part of the animation are you doing? For this tonight, I'm working on, this isn't for WarioWare Toon, this is for the Reanimated collab, and I'm going to be doing, I've given myself 4 shots. I did randomly drawn ones from scenes. That's he says never mind. Well, I'll say it anyway. This is from 9 Volt and Franck cutscene when they have the school. This is the last shot. I'll be doing another one that's almost much closer to being done, which is one of Kat and Anna's last shots. And one I can't show here, people comment on Twitter, I've done a little post. I'm doing an actual shot in Source Filmmaker. I'm learning that software because there exists somebody made a 3D model for Ashley, in that they took her assist trophy model from Smash 4 and like touched it up. And the one I haven't started yet, because I signed myself lately, I want to finish at least one of these first, is one of Jimmy talking in the dance team scene. Matt Corrant says, you ever do commissioned work? I've done a couple for drawings infrequently. I would definitely like to do more, but I do not have much luck in terms of finding people who are interested. Animations, I don't think I've done a commissioned one yet. That's much more of a time sink. But I would like to do more. I mean, I keep thinking maybe I should try and do some more requests for commissioned drawings at the very least. If you're interested in that, let me know. Davian is asking, what people do you want in Smash Ultimate? That's the biggest can of worms question, but it's a good question, like to whoever you asked, because, I feel like if a lot of the third-party newcomers lately have taught us anything, it's that all bets are off and who you think isn't eligible. I think if like characters like Joker prove anything, that is not a slam on Joker. It's just his main game isn't out yet, and on Switch it would be nice if it is. And people freaked out about Cloud because he's that game's been released. It's coming to Switch soon. That's essentially a PlayStation game. But I've had a couple for a while that I think would be. Lucy says slime. I'm guessing you mean from Dragon Quest. That would be interesting. Though I feel like a regular an actual like human Dragon Quest hero, that could be very possible. I think that Square Enix, agreeing to put Cloud in the game, that has made me, because I think I still have 2 most wanted third-party characters. I guess 3 at this point. I'm a big Kingdom Hearts fan. If you can't tell by some of the videos we've done recently, Sora would be a ton of fun. I feel like the way that character works in his game would be so perfect for Smash. A lot of melee emphasis with the Keyblade, but I'm sure you could do some spells with projectiles. Maybe Final Smash could involve like form drives or traction flow or something. And another one that I would really love, just because it's a neat character conceptually, and it's one that I always feel deserves more love. Rayman would be a lot of fun in Smash. I'm curious to see how they could interpret stuff like the helicopter hair or the flying fists. And I guess I always thought, like, if he's going to do a Final Smash, maybe something like in Rayman 3 where he gets the power-ups, changes color, and has like a lot more crazy weapons briefly. And as for first part, and for Nintendo itself, I would love for there to... where Where is the... Oh, sorry, I deleted the old body. Yeah, put back the head and the arms. I would love for... I was very happy about K. Rool. I'm a huge DK fan. I never thought he would actually get in because he was... that character was gone for so many years. So it's nice that Smash kind of revived him, at least in the public eye. And I would still love to see Dixie in there someday. It's funny, I remember feeling like she would be someone who was a little hard to make into a Smash character because she could so easily be like an echo of Diddy, except they would have to change the rocket barrel, probably something involving the helicopter hair. Again, Reanimated helicopter hair. Maybe I just like the idea of characters flying with hair, and but actually I kind of got a little more interested because I saw Isabelle was so close to being an echo herself, but her moveset is just enough slightly modified from Villager that I'm like, the idea of Dixie not being Echo but having a lot of similarities to Diddy, I'm all for. Plus if I kind of feel like if you're gonna do at least one more DK fighter, she's probably the most obvious one. I'd be like, just give me her and maybe at some point Cranky, because I think Tropical Freeze is that's the concept I like to stick with. Mechran asks, are you using a trackpad? No, I'm not. I'm using a this is on different layer. This is the Microsoft Surface Pro. It's a tablet PC. This is, I don't remember the exact model. I got it late last year. If you saw that video I put up around the holidays of that, that song Darcy the Dragon that I did, basically I guess that was a commission because it was by a relative, a cousin of mine who, most of my relatives know, oh John, yeah, he likes to draw, and she told me, hey, we have this song we used to listen to, me and my sisters, when we were kids. If I pay you, can you do illustrations of it, and we will... Oh, that head needs to move more. And we will make it... We'll pay to print into like a picture book for a bunch of people, and I'll pay a good amount of money because I told her I took normal commission prices for images and said, here, that's how it is total. The final money for that I was able to put towards getting this, because I'd had another tablet for about 2 years. I think the video is still up from summer of 2016 when I got it. But, oh no, we want these selected too. And, oh nice, but that burned a hole in your pocket. That's what I'm saying, it would have, except almost all the money for it I got from doing that picture book. So that was a very lucky... That was basically my Christmas present to myself, because it was towards the end of the year. Davian says, I'm about to play WarioWare Twisted while the stream is on. Good call, that is one of the best ones. It's funny, I always hear a lot of people say, I think critics seem to say, yeah, Twisted is the best one. And yet, the people who in real life, friends and family, for a lot of people, their only exposure to it was Smooth Moves, because, everybody had the Wii. Which certainly makes me hope there'll be a new one for the Switch, because now almost everybody has a Switch. We're talking gamers who can enjoy Nintendo. Davian, are you playing it on an actual system or emulated? Because it's funny, I remember I actually played it on a ROM back in the day before it took a long time to come to the States. We got touched a couple months before, and that came out a year after Twisted in Japan, which is funny. I think it did have something to do with the weird control, because I know I read it was never released in Europe because they were kind of worried about whatever material was contained for the motion controls. Emulator, yeah. Man, I miss emulation. I mean, you can still do it, but I used to do it so much emulation back in my high school days. I remember discovering ZSNES, which is, I guess it's still around. It's a Super NES emulator, and man, I think that was how I finally first played stuff like Final Fantasy VI and Chrono Trigger, and I was just like, oh my god, where have these been all my life? And Go touched on DS, then so you're gonna play touched the actual copy. Oh, trying to make sure I got your wording right. Anyway, I need to redo Frank's eyes, and I need to. Okay, I need to make the whole thing wider, and I need to make the top half shorter, a little more stumpy. That's pretty good. I need to buy a little more. I'm going to exaggerate a little more, make it twist out up in that direction. Size the curve more at the bottom. Oh boy, have you heard of the Michael Jackson documentary? I'm assuming you mean Leaving Neverland? Yes, I have. I'm not really, this isn't really the place to elaborate on more, other than that it's a shame that he had to do that stuff. I have no intention of watching it because I think the reviews are saying, man, it's really good, but it is brutal. And I'm like, you know what, honestly, you don't need to convince me that this guy was fucked up anymore. Because he'd done enough stuff in the last years of his life to make me think if anything like that came out, then yeah, not a shocker. It's a shame because it's again, the whole talented musician, but sounds like a horrible person. Alright, now we gotta fix up the arms. It's really because his head's supposed to be back in that shot. Or his head's supposed to be in front of that arm, so let's move this one up a little bit. We need to redraw them too. Swag Kirby Dreams. Oh yeah, yeah. I think we've been following each other on Instagram for a little while now. And I believe you're named after a Rhythm Heaven song. Which I approve of. Oh, thank you, Swag Kirby. I'm getting better, but I'd like to be better. But I'm someone who's his own. I think I'm someone who's their own worst critic when it comes to artwork and stuff. But people enjoy them, and that does mean something. I'm glad you've been able to enjoy it too. Alright, now we gotta... I keep saying we got it, I'm just remembering the Hotel Mario poops. We got it, we got it, we got it. Swag Kirby's the only. Be kind of neat if Rhythm Heaven did have a something called Swag Kirby. I know that because in terms of Rhythm Heaven, I actually didn't play the GBA and DS ones, but I have the Wii and 3DS ones, and I haven't unlocked it yet in 3DS. The thing I'm really excited for is that you can unlock alternate versions of some of the games with the WarioWare cast in place of a lot of those characters, because it's the same dev team. And I've been retweeting a lot on the Wario account, there's a Rhythm Heaven Reanimate going on. They're doing takes on a bunch of the remixes, which are kind of like the boss level equivalents that combine parts from a bunch of different minigames. We've seen some really cool stuff there. I recommend Googling that or Twitter searching that if you haven't already. What I will say, apropos of nothing, I'm trying to watch more TV lately, and I'm still ashamed that I haven't watched Game of Thrones at all, because literally everybody in my family watches it. But I have been watching more cartoons. I'll say real quick, I tried watching, because the premise sounded cute, I tried watching Dragon Pilot on Netflix. I gave that the 2-episode test. It kind of wasn't really what kind of show I was hoping for it to be. But I can certainly see why people were charmed by it. And I did start watching. Okay, yeah, more positive one. I finally started watching OKKO, because everything I'd seen in terms of like YouTube clips or even like, people who in Jones Cordy cast on that show made me like, oh man, this is totally made for geeks like myself with old like anime and games. And yeah, the first episode of indication, it's a great show. I haven't gotten to the crazy like cameo episodes they do later on. So I know they did Captain Planet and what they did Scooby Doo in the Cool School. Like who remembers that? That's amazing. Let me make sure the arms are at the right. Okay, now the fingers need to be shrunken. Oh, sorry, fingers. You're too big for your own good. Dreams for a Generation, Strawberry. That is a great song. I've actually thought about. I want to do more because the new WarioWare tune you saw that I do a closing that's kind of a parody of Durarara, and I want to do more like that. I think whenever I do an episode after that, I'll do the Penny Stocking Falling Angel credit song only with Ashley and Red. And I've thought about doing one that streams of our generation. I just have to figure out what to do with that with the visuals, because that's not an anime, obviously. Okay, so it'd be way smaller. Flip or roll. Is that the one with the baby seals, like rolling back and forth, or left and right? Not good with a lot of the names of the mini games that really happen, but oh boy, I'll fix that. Oop, did it select all of it? Alright, hopefully that's it. Oh, and I will say, I don't know how many, at least people who are in here, listen to the podcast when I put it up, Sketch Watch Play. Recommend you do, because we talk about a lot of medical bill. I don't know what that's a reference to. But my friend Chris, who is on the show a lot, and he'll be doing a shot for the collab. He got one of Ashley's shots because he's been working on a short film or featurette with his OCs. One of them is a witch. So he was like, "Yeah, it seemed like the right thing to pick." And he did a shot for the Kirby Reanimated in like the first couple of minutes. It's one, go and watch the Kirby Reanimated if he hasn't, because it's hilarious. It's when DDD is like sitting in a movie theater watching himself go, "Look at me jump a rope like a kid." Then my favorite line, one of my favorite lines right after that is Gargoon going, "Do you know how long that took? One more doodle, I'll be off my noodle." Yeah, Kirby, DD and Gargoon are the best part of that show. The voices really help. Kinda wish Gargoon was in the games. Alright, that's good enough, I think. Yeah, that's close enough. Maybe I'll just shift them in different poses and just be like, yeah, it's just a goofy thing. Alright, now we gotta get his eyes. Let's get to the face. So I think the main thing I'm going to do, and being a little faithful to Frank's design, is keep the glasses and the pupils fairly square, a little more square and rigid shaped. That's one of the things I love about his actual design. It's just it's just so rigid. He's like a little Lego person, and the fact that everybody's redesigning Gold, but he's still just that. It's something about that is just really funny. And like I said, hearing what he actually sounds like now, it's just like wow. Oh, that's awesome. Watch like 8 episodes of the Indigo League with my 4-year-old nephew today. It was nice to get him hooked. Oh, yeah. I think that is a neat thing that, like, I always say, like, man, Pokemon is like Simpsons. Like, I bet the Simpsons anime, like, it's just never going to end. But, it's a decent show for what it is, and it's, the Pokemon, the franchise itself is still proving so cross-generational that I could totally see kids who are introduced through, like, the X and Y seasons or Sun and Moon, like a friend or relative going, "Oh, do you want to see where it started?" Especially because didn't they do an episode where in Sun and Moon where Brock and Misty visited the island? So there are probably a lot of kids like, who were those? And Mac, let me know if you remember any of the episodes you watched, because I watched Indigo and Orange Island seasons religiously as a kid. I think I started to fall off during Johto, so I still remember a lot of those episodes very clearly. Swag Kirby asked, who's your favorite WarioWare character? Personally, like Ashley 9-Volt best. Similarly, I do not have a single favorite, but I would say, hang on, let me just focus on the eyes for a second. I think I need to move the whole mouth down a little bit too. Sorry for the silence. Let me focus on this for just a sec. Maybe we can set up a little better. Oh yeah, that's better. But favorite characters, I know if we're talking the people who've been there since the beginning, I was always partial to one is Orbeelon. I think he's like got a very, I feel like it would be easy to do like a more stereotypical gray alien type, but everything about, you know, the way he, like the bowling pin head, the crazy shades and cape and cleats, the weird fingers, his voice has always been weird. I just think it's a very fun take on like a comedic like anime approach to an alien. So he's one. Cat and Anna are another. I kind of count them as one character unit. Ninjas are fun. I think the idea of like basically, I remember I saw a video where some guy on YouTube was recording assist trophies, and when they popped out, he was like, "And here are the Powerpuff Ninjas." And I'm like, "Oh man, he's not far off." I think also that it's a little biased because when I have from writing them in Tuned. So I remember reading one of the manuals about the whole cat's kind of much more bossy, and I think it's just fun to mess with like, and it's like a lot more kind-hearted, even sensible, but kind of meek and childish, and cat's just an asshole. And I find that kind of funny. And if Wario himself counts, I would say that too. I've always said, I think one thing that I like is that I prefer him more than Mario because he has more of a personality. As does Luigi at this point too. And I think I'm also pretty partial to Krygor. It's kind of a funny take on an old man scientist, and one of my only complaints with the how they handled the characters in Gold was he wasn't being any like having like random moments of like fabulousness, you know, like when he would like tango with a rose in his mouth or stuff. Now he's just more like bumbling old guy, which I'm like, that's still funny, but I'll always prefer the tight jumpsuit rose flamenco style. Confession, I actually like the Rhythm Heaven aesthetic from Game & Wario. Do you mean the character designs for that? Because I actually generally preferred I'm always going to prefer the original ones, but I did prefer a lot of the designs over the ones they got, a lot of the Game & Wario designs over the ones they got in Gold. I think the only one in Gold who I would say looks better than, like Mona's design in Gold has really grown on me. It's not my favorite design of hers. But I think Ashley can. I really liked Penny's Game & Wario design. I don't like her Gold design. But let me see if there are any other. Okay, I need to get to the other questions. Favorite and least favorite WarioWare game. You know, I'm going to actually say I need to move this eye back a little bit. I think it could just be both nostalgia or just, you know, that I hadn't seen anything like it. The very first one, Mega Microgames, that was the one I really played to death back in like, because you know I got it when it first came out in 2003. Because I remember like seeing a trailer for it on some Nintendo site and just being like, what the hell is this? But then I bought it and fell in love with it, and I was like, all right, this is a cool. Oh, oops. This is a cool spin-off. This is like unlike anything from Mario, Wario, or Nintendo, and I respect experimentation like that. And it was also, I think it was also what also makes me, what still like it makes me like it is. It reminded me like this the zany, irreverent style. I remember that was the time I got a little more into zany. I started discovering more like really crazy comedy anime. Like in high school, I think the big three for me are Cromartie High School, which I highly recommend check out. It's Cell Saga, and one of my favorites, Bobobo, Bobobo. I remember I told people like if there's ever an actual official WarioWare anime, they should look to those sort. I want to be like those sorts of shows. And Davian's stuff says, is WarioWare 2 coming back? Yes. I'm so sorry that part 2 is taking so long. It's been almost 4 months. I do think that running this collab is kind of taking a lot of time away from it, but I did finish so I'm aiming for there to be 3 parts to to that 3 scenes to that second part, and one is, hang on a second. It would start with Cat and Anna's scene, and then follow with 9-Volt, then Orbulon. And Orbulon is completely done. Cat and Anna is very close to done, and 9-Volt is mostly done. Alright, it's pretty good. What about the other eye? I'll copy that. It's a good thing I had another old pose left over. Gives me an idea what to do with the eyes. Davian does stuff is retracting a lot of messages. And Macaron, if you're still here, what were some of the? If you're UK was saying like some of the episodes you watched with your nephew about Indigo League and like, highlights or stuff? Because I would be very curious about if he hadn't seen it before, but he was familiar with Pokemon, what some of his reactions would be. There's been a lot more since then. I think in a little bit I'm going to switch over to another scene, the Cat and Anna one. You'll be able to see a lot more finished stuff in comparison to this. Electflame, oh, EJ Electflame Tales. Sup, that's like a neat name. Personally, my favorite WarioWare games are Golden DIY and least favorite set. You know what? Oh yeah, I forgot to answer. I didn't fully answer that question, Swag Kirby. I have not. I avoided Snapped because I never had one. I had never had a DSi, and yeah, people are saying that it's just a very kind of a throwaway game. It's not fully featured, doesn't work well, not worth your time. So, but in terms of okay, no, it got me curious. Thanks. And okay, you know what? If Game & Wario counts, that is easily my least favorite. Because yeah, just doing a. There weren't that many mini games. They were not. Some of them I thought could have been cool if there was more to them, like the Ashley shooter or the Jimmy skiing, but they're so bare bones. Like literally, the best part of that was what was it? I think it was either Crygor or Mike's one that was basically that kind of Pictionary thing where like give you a word and like draw it on the gamepad within like 30 seconds or whatever. You could upload it to Miiverse. You could upload it to Miiverse. So I don't even know if that part probably doesn't work anymore, which is a shame. I missed Miiverse. I was hoping I hoped they would migrate it to the Switch. Because it was nice when they added it to 3DS. So I have to fill in the legs actually on this frame. This is a really handy feature in Toon Boom, the cutter. Because basically, if you have some overlap like that, you can tell it to kind of manually or automatically cut out the chunks that go past. The drawing game was Oberlon's. Okay. Oh, good. One of my favorite characters gets it. He was another one. It was fun looking up the voice cast for Gold. Because I was like, okay, well, they'll probably keep Charles Martinet as Wario, but who would they be getting for the others? Because I know people are like, yeah, they're going to recast all of them. And I remember Orbulon surprised me. The guy who played, I think it was Orbulon, Cricket, and Mike is, for anybody who played Final Fantasy 15, he was Prompto. Goofy camera guy. I saw something cute. He tweeted about it, saying like it had actually been one of his pipe dreams to do a voice in a Nintendo game. I really like what he did with all of those. Especially Mike, the way he'll do the robot slow talk and then he'll just talk really quick. There may be a ghost. The one that really freaked me out was 9-Volt was voiced by Clementine from Walking Dead. And she did a good job. I actually remember thinking it was really good luck because for Tunes I had Kira Buckland record her lines, like almost everyone recorded their lines a while ago, and I asked her to take over the 9-Volt role because my brother had done that for a while, but his voice was just too deep. And I said, just do a young anime boy voice, like in the vein of Naruto or Ash or whatever. And what she did was ended up being really similar to Gold. So I'm like, oh, that's serendipitous. Swag Kirby says, got a lot of comments. Okay, Matt Curran, he's familiar with some of them. Like this is about Pokemon. I bought all the McDonald's toys, so when he said when he saw Squirrel in the credits, he was a lot more quiet than he usually is when he's watching a show. I think because there's more substance, so he has actually engaged. The animation style would definitely be new to him. He'd be used to generic 3D animation. Okay. I guess. Oh yeah, I guess if he's like 5, that he'd probably watch like a lot of like Nick Jr. type stuff. So Pokemon does have a little more to keep track of. But I'm glad he got into it. And let's see, Swag Harvey says 9 volts mode had a microgame one with all new microgames, and frankly, I wish most of them got into gold. Only the mole one and the variation of Gold Digger got in. Oh, you're talking about are you talking about Gamer and Game and Wario? Because yeah, they did bring Gamer back in gold, and I was happy about that. That was one of the best parts. Swag Kirby, he's also Raymond and OKKO. You're talking about Robbie Damon that I was talking about, because he's in a lot of stuff. If you go look at his IMDb, he's kind of blown up the past couple of years. Played Beyond's Level. EJ Leckland goes, yeah, who expected Christina to be voicing Fireball? That was cool. She's also 13 Amp, the 18 Volts rap rival. And I'm actually seeing Ashley's gold voice is popping up in a lot of stuff now. She's for anybody who's played Persona 5, she's Futaba. For anybody who's played Spider-Man on PS4, she's Black Cat. And I actually just saw she's going to take over the role of Cassie Cage in Mortal Kombat 11. That's a really big get. And, oh, I remember she's not. I think she's not well known because she's a little newer. Frida Wolf voiced Penny and Anna. I'm fond of her work because she was, for anybody who played Mass Effect Andromeda and actually liked it, because I'm one of the few who did, she was Femme Rider, the main character, and I actually sketched a fan art and tweeted her about it, and she loved it. But now I think she's off Twitter, unfortunately. Gamer from Game & Wario had micro games with the Matryoshka and the Wandering Samurai from Rhythm Heaven. Those should be gotten gold. Oh yeah, there should be some Rhythm Heaven crossover in gold. I know that if you watch Mona's intro cutscene, when she's talking about envisioning a perfect, she's like something cute like a plushie, and it's what's his name, Tibby, the main guy in Rhythm Heaven Mega Mix, you're trying to get home. Okay, that's pretty. I need to move the glasses down more. That's the problem. Oh yeah, it's better. You come with us. There was the rhythm. Oh, that's right. Yeah, the one with the onion. Okay, there was at least one microgame. You're right. But I wouldn't have minded them, building on the idea of like doing separate mode of many episodes. Daniel's textbooks. Yes, Nightfall textbooks had the Hubers of Happiness. They actually, so on my reference shot, there's the marching birds. He's doing math problems with them. I don't know what that is there. I don't know if it's upside down. It kind of looks like Ashley. Should I give him, does he have a tongue in that? I might try drawing outline of a tongue and see if that looks appealing for him. Oh yeah, I like that. It shouldn't be as perfectly smooth though. Move that up a little more. That's pretty good. Okay, so let's compare that to the first frame. That's pretty close. There's probably a few portions to tweak, but that's a good start. Actually, I think we can go ahead and color that first initial pose. Need to make colors for Franck. I think we can do that. You can do the eyedropper tool. That's what I use when I'm doing Wario existing characters. I just manually copy the colors there. Because Toon Boom gives you, it has to be built in, it kind of makes you do custom palettes. Oh, okay, so Swag Kirby says you can call the Rhythm Heaven Cafe in the phone, like the phone extra in gold, and they talk about the little Ashley doll. Yeah, they had, the guy who in the shop had an Ashley doll. He's a fanboy. And Mr. Sparkle's character card says that he goes to the gym with that wrestler who gets interviewed all the time. Okay, Rhythm Heaven is Mario Wario universe. Makes sense. Oh, I gotta get some more colors of him. Actually, did I make the glasses full on? No, I'll keep the glasses black, but let's get the eyebrows at least. And the mouth. I will say one funny thing in the Reanimated. There was a guy who already finished his shot with it's all Mr. Sparkles. You can't say singular Mr. Sparkle because then he's that infamous Simpsons character. He did it, his whole clip's a reference to that's another pretty recognizable name. It's Kyle Hebert voicing him in the dub, who's like Adult Gohan. I think he's the narrator on Dragon Ball, at least Super. And so he drew Mr. Sparkle ducking up off screen, then popping back up dressed as Great Saiyaman. I think he did the same thing with Cat and Anna. He did a shot. It's where Cat pops off screen and he goes to like we're signed in, and she's turned into what's her name from Naruto, Hinata, because also same voice. I thought that was pretty funny. So wrong size, solid blue, black. Yes, they are. Oh, you're looking much more Franky, if that's a word. Oh, actually, I need to adjust. So for those who don't use Toon Boom, it actually for every drawing you can have different parts, like sub-layers. I think they have it. So you have one for the line art. Then you got one for color art, which means you can actually edit them separately. There we go. All right, so let's do a test render of that frame. You can see how that first Frank's first frame looks. Pretty nice, pretty nice. It's a good start. It's a good base design to give him. All right, so we're gonna step away from this design for a bit. Let's load up Cat and Anna's. Actually, while I load this scene, I'm going to go just really briefly get a glass of water. So give me like 20 seconds. You might have been able to hear water in the background. Like, my apartment's not crazy big, so it's my desk where I keep my computer is like literally right behind me is the door to the kitchen. So there you go. So actually, let's just play what I have so far. The first half, so what I got is one of Cat and Anna's final shots, where it's right after, they find out, oh, we took a gourmet test, and then the ninja teacher shows up, and it's like, oh yeah, I was in the bathroom, and they freak out. So we're gonna play the first half. That's all done.
Sorry about that. I was in the little ninja's room.
And then this is pretty funny. So right now I have the roughs. I'll turn off the final one because that's a what I almost said what because that's what they say. They scream what. This is a little more what's the word? Ambitious. They spin around. And I do a joke where as they scream what, katakana comes up and like a fan sub thing. It means what. So again, let's play the whole thing so far just to get a taste of it.
Sorry about that. I was in the little ninja's room.
And one funny thing, I don't know why I did this. Like I look a lot goofier than Cat, and I don't know why. I guess I just thought it would be boring to have the same expression on them both. And when they do the spin, if you look at the roughs, she starts out more distorted, and she gets more distorted. So she does that. Her eyes get all bulgy like that. That one's rough. I don't know what's going on here. And then by the end, she just looked like, what did Anna do to deserve that? I don't know, but it's funny. So anyway, that part is done. So I'm mainly, bring back up. Going to be a lot of individual frames here for as they, you know, we're faking a camera spinning around. I haven't thought of a background for them yet, but there will be one. I still need to color the mouths because I want to get a screen grab from the cutscene with their mouths open. I don't have that yet, so that's going to be another time. All right, we'll start out with. Okay, let's start with Cat. And make sure I have the right. Don't want to draw on the wrong ones folder or layer. Excuse me. Where is the onion skin? There we go. Oh, that's a little too big for the top. Let's see. Okay. Oh, that's right. These are bigger models. I need to make the line thicker. Two, three. I need to get better at drawing hands. Chat's gotten pretty quiet. If you guys have any questions, you're still welcome to. Let's see. Try to do the side parts of the hair there and make sure they don't look warped compared to before. Because they're from a slightly different angle. Give this a first try and see how it looks. I should definitely make plans in the future when I do more streams like this to have some music on for the quieter moments like this. I always forget it's two little lines on each side there. I should make sure. Okay. I can make her eyebrows a little more visible. So funny. I went and I retweeted on the Collabs account a few months ago because I'll often try searching on Twitter either for WarioWare itself or for individual characters, and so many, if you search for Cat and Anna, so many are people just realizing the pun if you say their names together. It's Katana. Macaron says found this duo from Australia called Client Liaison. Are they like a band? Or do they make videos? I'm curious about what they are. That's pretty good. Alright, I think I need to make sure their legs match up with... Okay, I think I need to make both their legs a little stumpier. Yeah. That's pretty good. Do the same for Anna while I'm at it. Says, yeah, 2 guys. Cool. I'll look them up after the stream. Let me see if these match up so far. That's pretty good, actually. They're gonna move pretty quick, so matching them 1-to-1 isn't super important. I am gonna actually move. I think like the headscarf and all these parts need to move back a little bit. Actually, I'll ask the chat a question. What are there any games you guys have been playing lately? I have a couple, but I want to hear you guys out first. Macaron says they do funky techno with some 90s clubland influence, but also 80s vibe. That all sounds good to me, because I'm starting to get into. I like a lot of techno music, not so much like the industrial type stuff, but like trance, club, and I'm recently starting to get more into the synthwave, movement, and definitely, I love the idea that of electro pop and how that's become a lot more prevalent. Dabbing does stuff. What happened to your old Newgrounds account? Oh, did it become inaccessible if you try searching for Bahonkus? Because I've changed it. I'm changing it a lot, so on most things now to just Behon, B-E-H-O-N. Makes pronunciation makes it a little easier to remember. And I did that on Newgrounds, so maybe if you had favorited the Bahonkus name, now if you type that in, it doesn't go anywhere. It's still there. Just go to Behon, and I do put a lot of the finished drawings I do up there along with every animation. It hasn't gone anywhere. Just do a little searching for it. Keep the name change in mind. I'll just say in terms of recent games, I've been playing more Smash Ultimate Online, especially with Piranha Plant coming out. It's a pretty good character. It's not gonna be one of my mains, but I think it plays uniquely, but in a satisfying way. It's me, Wario. It says Wa Knight. Ooh, that's what Wario would be if he was like Batman, or he wouldn't be Wario Man. He'd be the Wa Knight. That would be the nickname for Wario Man. And Macaron is talking about they've got. That band has a full EP and EP, but they're all good. I definitely will. In the search, I have Spotify, so I'll check that out there first. If it's not there, I'll look for MP3 services like Amazon or YouTube if I have to. Bats says hi. Right when we were talking about Batman too. Hi, Bats. Oh, not that one. That light's in front. Can we talk about how Ken and I have always basically had miniature parachute pants? It's pretty funny. Alright, the scarf is the last part. I should probably actually give that some follow through, like it's actually moving as she turns. They are on Spotify, that's good. Yep, I would definitely look that band up when it is over, Matt Coran, so thanks for the recommendation. I'll just say in terms of recent games, Console-wise, I've done a lot of, got to launch Trials Rising. It's a pretty fun series. I'm not very good at it, but easy and medium tracks and several of the hard tracks I can do all right, or at least finish them. I think that the built-in tracks are some of the best the series ever had, like very dynamic, like action-packed. But it does kind of suck that they've kind of added stuff like loot crates and like leveling up, kind of gating off levels compared to just beating them. It also doesn't really. It's also a pretty glitchy game. At least PS4 version is. But I'm already seeing some good user-created tracks, so it's a fun one to try out. And I also, oh, that's right. I need to add this, move this up a little more. I also, I don't think I'm gonna be doing videos on anytime soon. I got an Oculus Rift, back with because besides the thing I got for the picture book, I got a Christmas bonus at work, and I found out the Rift is only like maybe like $350 or $300 now at a lot of stores compared to being crazy expensive when it launched. I've mostly been using it for rhythm games, so that's one of my favorite genres. I definitely, I've gotten into Beat Saber. I'm not good at the harder difficulties yet, but thankfully there's a lot of modifiers like no fail and stuff that you can do. I've also looked into mods for like custom models and songs, which is very neat. Maybe I'll try making one myself. I just started playing Audica, which is Harmonix's newest VR title. It's kind of a similar principle to Beat Saber. It's more like shooter based. I think that's pretty cool. It's full bare bones right now because it's like 10 songs in early access, but they're going to add more, and mods are already in the works. And also regarding harmonics in VR, I would really recommend if you ever get like a Oculus or whatever and you have a Rock Band 4 guitar, the Rock Band VR is actually really, really cool and unique. It's not like the previews made it look like it was just something like the whole game of like the freestyle solos from Rock Band 4, which I wasn't impressed by, but no, they actually have a lot of mechanics and thought built into how you do those chords, and the VR first-person experience is very cool. Is our arm too thick in this compared to last? I need to fine-tune it a little bit. I think that's good enough. Mac says I'm going to get some sleep, mate, so I'll try and catch you again soon. Have a good one. You too, Mac. It was nice, it's been nice chatting with you tonight. Thanks for tuning in. And thanks for the band recommendation, too. Alright, so this is going to be a mixture of different hand-drawn frames and then like tweening them back to do this kind of spin. Change the pivot point for these. This is what for those who don't know. This is how this is the idea. They're rotating around this point. So as it is right now, she'll rotate around it like that. I would rather rotate like that from the center of the character.
Sorry about that.
I'll actually play it. I'll play it on mute because if you just loop it into them screaming the whole time. Let's see. Okay, it's a little brief. Okay, yeah, that's a good start. I do need to. I know one thing that I had in the rest I'll add here is when it's just them up front, they're still kind of shaking back and forth to accentuate like shock. So let's add that in. Let me just see how that looks. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, yeah, so when I do that, that's going to be whole body visible, so I need to adjust, clean up the lower half of the legs and add the shoes and socks, or stockings or whatever. I'm just doing this to get an idea of where each part there begins. Okay. So yeah, their legs are mostly sock. I give them little knee bumps. That was actually something years ago, I took an art lesson from my aunt, who's a professional painter. And I remember showing her like versions of like the spacious characters and being like, "What do you think are more things you could do to like to their looks to represent themselves based on like real life personality?" And she pointed out the little sister Kiki. She said, "Well, the thing about like little girl in real life is if you look at a lot of them, they have more like their knees, the joints are a little more pronounced and like knobby like that with those things bulging out." And she looked at some cartoon designs I liked and noticed, oh yeah, they did that. So I've started incorporating that a little more. Davian does stuff, says R.I.P. Stephen Holmberg. Yep, it was a while ago, but that was a shame. I was rewatching some SpongeBob clips recently. Also, some friends did a podcast episode where they picked their favorite like classic episodes. Wall Taco says, "Why is this my recommended?" Do you watch videos about animation or about video games? Because that's my best guess. But thanks for tuning in. It is funny when you get like random stuff in your recommend, especially I don't like it when they give you like the same that clip over and over. Let's see. I know that one that I kept getting was a scene from Sully called like "We Can Get Serious" or something, which actually I saw the movie in theaters. It was pretty good, but I was like, no, this is my porn account. Oh my god, I don't know what to tell you then. If you're being serious, I don't know. There's no porn here. It's YouTube. It's the dreaded YouTube algorithm being weird again, probably. This man's drawing cartoons. Recommend him to porn people. Shoes start there. Okay. I think that frame of her is pretty much done. So I guess a little more tweaks like that to make. Oh no, I need to clean up the ponytail. Remember if I did the lines. Okay, yeah. They got rid of it in the gold redesigns before they each had a couple little notches like that on when they had their hair tied up. I'd like to keep that. I think it's a nice touch. There's what, 3 or 4 on cats? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Just copy paste those on that frame. Okay, that looks about right. I think it's also okay to color the first frame of Anna there. filled in. That's the thing about the white. It's a little hard to tell because I have the roughs over the old for whatever reason. Oh, they are not red. So funny thing about the coloring for Cat and Anna, I remember discovering this and making things a lot easier to do colors for them when they're in the same scene or something. If you look, it's the same blue and purple, just switched for different parts. So whichever part is purple on Cat, it's blue on Anna, and vice versa. I think the only, and like, you know, their skin and eye colors are the same. So I think the only parts of them that have different are unique to them is their hair color. Ryan King says, do you still do videos with your grandma? Yeah, I said it towards the beginning of the stream. I haven't done one for a while. There's one that's close to being done, but I've been taking a break from kind of, I'm taking a lot of projects on at once, and I've been feeling a little burned out on some. I gave her own channel. If you search Showing My Grandma Videos and More, the avatar is her face. And that's where all new videos with her will be going from now on. So whenever I upload them, they'll go there, and I'll just do a little, like, quick advertisement video here with a link. But if you're, I would say to subscribers, if you're subscribed to me because you're just interested in the grandma stuff, I would recommend unsubbing to this and subbing to Showing My Grandma Movies and More, because that's where that's going to be. I kind of ended up separating them because I wanted to keep doing the grandma videos since people really enjoyed them, and so she enjoys doing them as well. But I didn't want them to like define the channel as a whole. Dad Boy Turtles 21 says hi, hello guy. I think that's pretty good. Oh, I gotta do it again for the. Yeah, actually this worked. This is a different drawing. I duplicated the first one, but it's still an individual drawing technically, so I could redo the mouths. So let's do the Anna colors again. Ryan King says, okay, I just found your channel. I was watching a few. She's really freaking cool. What's up for sure? Yeah, Mimi is, as grandmas go, she's pretty cool. Actually, a funny thing, she's been using email for a couple years. She's had a desktop for a couple of years. Not a newer one. She's not, super into high specs or whatever. She has a DVD player, but not a Blu-ray one or anything. She still does. She doesn't do streaming of Netflix and stuff on her TV or computer. But she has been over the past couple of years. She started doing Netflix DVD rentals because that's still a thing. And she actually told me she finally saw stuff like Godfather for the first time through there because there's a lot of classic movies she hadn't seen. But her email like username, kind of to joke to everybody, look, I'm a grandma doing email. She calls herself High Tech Mimi. To be fair, she's like, I think she just turned 90 or 91, so that is a pretty nice thing to be doing at that age. But she still uses a old school like flip phone for cell phones and like a GPS unit. My dad or another relative tried getting her. Apparently there are like lines of smartphones that are made with like senior citizens in mind. But at the end of the day, she was like, I really would just prefer to have actual physical buttons. And I can't quite blame her there. I'm sure I've said it before, there is going to be eventually, because other than the movies, her most popular video is the Smash Brothers one, and some people are like, where's K. Rool? Where's Joker? All those guys. I'm like, I'm going to wait. There will be a follow-up. I'm going to wait, and it'll still be on the other grandma channel. I'm going to wait till all the DLC characters are announced. Once they confirm, because I think it's after Piranha and Joker, there are 4 more they're going to gradually announce and roll out. So whenever all of them are finally, confirmed, not rumored. Just Nintendo's like, here they are. Then I'll do a video with all of those, the remaining newcomers that weren't announced when we did the first video, like K-Rool and Isabelle, one with Belmonts. And I might actually also include some of like the alternate skin characters. Like we did Bowser Jr., but none of the Koopalings. We did Olimar, but not Alf. So I'll probably throw in stuff like that as a bonus. Alright, Gina's been moving back and forth too. I'm gonna mess with direction a little bit here. I'm gonna see which one actually looks better for them to be if they're like moving in opposite directions. It's very quick though, like 4 frames of that jittering, and then they just spin all over the place. Excuse me, I had some water there. I might be wrapping up the stream pretty soon, actually. But let me make sure. Let me get rid of. I need to get rid of the roughs. See how these look on their own. Oh, I need to color the second one of cat there. In the mouth, I'll do that later. Because I think I still need to import a separate screenshot to get their mouth colors correct. Oh, you know, something I will say while I'm here about the Tuned episode. So after I finish this, episode 7, because there's still 2 more parts, I'm actually going to try and do the first full episode of Spacious. After that, if you remember the little sci-fi show I did, those are characters. That's like a passion project I've been working on for like over a decade. So I'm like, no, it's about time I start doing more of that. So I have the first, I said like the script's probably like 2/3 written, and I'm learning how to write the actual screenplay format for it. And so the first thing to be do would be voices. One cool thing was the female voice actress for that, Kaylee Mills, she offered to have me direct her over Skype. So she would be recording her end on good audio quality equipment, and I would, and Davey just stuff says, "You tired?" Yeah, a little bit, but I'm not done yet. And so that can make things a little easier with Spacious. And then I will. But after that, or maybe concurrently, because I have a fun idea I have ideas for at least 2 more Wario episodes. I'm thinking definitely 2 longer ones, then maybe some like shorter ones, like brief about like certain characters. And the idea for the next full one would be a 2-parter that is basically a big parody of 2 series that I like, Ace Attorney and Danganronpa, which are basically court mysteries. No, I was gonna say murder mysteries. Those are that, but Wario wouldn't be that dark. So the idea would be, I think the first part would be like Wario has a new prototype that gets stolen and Penny's blamed for it, and Mona's the attorney, Penny's like the Maya / Trucy / Athena sidekick equivalent, and Wario's the Edgeworth type prosecutor, and Krogor's the judge, because the judge in Ace Attorney is kind of a nice but simple-minded old man. And then the second half, there would be the thing I would do for it is like some of the characters wouldn't be featured as prominently in the first part. In the second part, some of them leave and others come in and become the Danganronpa parody, where they're on that, they're in that rotating room, and instead of Monokuma, it's Red saying like, "Oh, there's another crime we didn't figure out here. We got to figure this out," and then I'll show some real punishment on that. I think it also really works out because when Red finally got a voice in Gold, he sounded a lot like Monokuma. I will say, if anybody who has never played, if you've played, I think Ace Attorney is more well known in the West because it's been around longer. If you have not played Danganronpa, but you have something to play it on, it's on PS4, Vita, and PC. I feel it would be perfect for the Switch, but they haven't said anything about that. I recommend it. It's a lot more violent and dark, but it's also still funny and really cleverly written. Oh wait, I'm on Cat Slayer. Is she done there? Okay, pretty much. Yep, I am actually gonna be calling it quits now, I think. But this has been a fun stream, and It's nice to get some more work done on these and chat with you guys. I'll try and do more of these in the future soon. It's been fun, and I think the way my account's set up, this will be archived, so you'll be able to watch it once it's done. So thank you all for tuning in so much. It was nice chatting with you guys. Macron, Swag Kirby, Davian Does Stuff, and a lot of others who chimed in briefly. That was a lot of fun to do. And thanks for continuing to enjoy these videos and the like. And see you all soon.